This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today. This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield.
Yeah. Morning. It's Monday.
Happy Monday.
Tis Monday.
Happy joy.
Oh man.
One solitary person watch right now. It's Socks Bulletin. Morning,
Hey,
Socks.
Socks.
Let's see if we can't help that out a little bit. How are you guys?
I'm tired.
The moment
Me
I
too.
know, I'll let you know.
I hung out with Mark C with the big D.
Yes.
I hung out with
How do you know that?
him. JT Kirk, David was there, and my good buddy Tom, and it was fun. Tom and I shit on
You
each
were
other.
up half the night.
And well, you do a show like that, you don't go to sleep immediately afterward.
No.
I'm all high energy after doing that. So I did some more tweaking and editing. Oh, Courtney was there too. She was there for the first part of the show. So it was fun hanging out with Courtney. She shit on me too, drummers.
You deserve that. You need that, Gerry.
Yeah, but she really likes my new music. She's like, that stuff is really good. Thank you. What I do. I've been trying for an hour now to upload the low-res copy of the song to the studio, and it won't let me.
Mm.
It keeps
That's
telling me
StreamYard
an
being an
error
asshole.
occurred. Wait a moment, then try again. It's like, whatever, fuck off. So I do need to make a change up here, though, on my background. Do that. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Monday. Mine kind of sucks. I just found out that I have my vision appointment tomorrow, so I'm not going to get to do my fucking x-rays.
Oh, that sucks.
And I'm like, oh crap, I've got to put that off for another day, which will be either Wednesday or Thursday. Man, it fucking irritates me.
Well,
I
doing
need
it Wednesday
to get
is
those
risky
x-rays
because it could take really long. I would go for Thursday because you have a show on Wednesday, 3 p.m.
That's my woman, the producer, talking, not my woman.
I'm just last time you were going to try and go for the X-rays. You said, I hope it's not an all-day event. So if you think it might take that long,
Well, it will be.
you need to go there.
Yeah, it's like you're thinking you're probably going to see me. You probably won't see me until afternoon with the x-rays because I know how they operate over there at
So,
Mercy.
Gerry
Make it
I
Cena.
need a pulling thread. What?
Gerry
Gerry
Cena.
Cena.
Gerry Cena.
Can't see him.
Yes, exactly.
You can't see Gerry.
Hey, here's
Can't see him.
the response. Can't see me, motherfucker.
Oh my God, the chair is empty.
So we are going. Yeah, there's nobody here because we didn't have advertised correctly. Promote the show. So it's
working
okay.
on it.
I'm actually
Talking about it,
Looking-
promoted yesterday. As always.
That's
you
right,
got
he did.
to promote like an hour before the show. You got to re-share. You'll notice I re-share things live now. I always do that. So I'm going to go do that, and you guys talk.
I am working on it myself. I was on Deleted Scenes show last night, just his After Midnight show with Troy, and Nick Weiser was on there last night too. That was cool.
Oh,
It was
Nick.
cool to hang out with Nick. I haven't I haven't done Toxic Tuesday in a while.
Nick and I hung up out on the phone night before last. I
Cool.
miss him. I hit a
That
point
is
where
a great
if I
dude.
don't see him, I start feeling like something's wrong.
And you meet him in person, it's the same energy, man. He is a crazy man.
Man, I hate being in my time zone. I miss out on so many great shows because they're just on way too late.
Yeah.
Okay,
have
all that
Debo.
noise I was hearing, I think, was Lauren this whole time. I kept yelling, "Hello," because I kept hearing noises for an hour.
She better not make noises when you're doing a show.
I kept hearing like thump, thump, thump. I'm like, either that's Lauren or the cats are play fighting.
She may be calling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can hear her talk, Gary. You might want to
She's
check your mic.
So, I need to check my mic. All right, let me check my mic. Check. 1, 2.
Sounds
Jesus.
good to me.
You insist that I let you know when we can hear background noise, and I just did, and it's wrong.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to be.
Hear you just fine, buddy.
She's talking up from here.
No.
Can you hear her? She's talking right now.
Nope.
No.
There we go. Okay, the filter's working. So only I can hear her. So D-Bud Martin is here. D-Bud was there last night for most of, if not the whole thing. I think he was there for pretty much the end of the show. We were having such a good time. And Mark made me feel good. He says, "Man, we miss you. You're going to get back. You're so much fun on the show." It's the sleep thing. If I get sleep deprived because my girlfriend demands all my time, I don't know what to do.
Dude, all I get is a couple hours of your afternoon, so shut the fuck up. It's not
Yeah,
on
but
me
you-
when
you-
you're up until 4 a.m.
You push it till
Don't blame me for that.
like I have that window of like 5 o'clock. I need to go lie down at 5 o'clock so I can fall asleep by 5:30. It's like, and you hit that point where if you didn't get much time with me that day, you're stealing those last minutes with me, and then I don't get my
course I
nap
am.
in. So I told him to blame you.
Fine. I don't care.
I didn't,
I
You and your
accidentally
but I'm saying it now.
I accidentally
get a
spent
couple of hours,
$114
baby.
the other day that I didn't want to spend.
$14.
114. I hit the wrong button when I was trying to set up my blue check mark on Twitter so I can start friggin' putting live stuff on there again.
You pay for the whole package at once.
Paid for the whole fucking year is what I did. Instead of just doing it monthly like I wanted to.
Ouch.
I hit the wrong damn button.
In the long run, it's cheaper that way, though.
It is. You know. When I used to play
while I'm
DC
thinking about
Universe
it,
Online, I used to pay by the
mute.
year just to make it cheaper too. But I didn't mean to do that. I was just going to do it for a couple of months, see how it went. But oh well, I got it for a year. And apparently they approved my blue check mark because it just told me I have 60 minutes to edit the post I just put out there. So
Nice.
yeah, there you go.
Well, I'll keep being a peasant. Have no
Me too.
problem with that. Hey, Galen Fleming.
Hi, Glenn.
Well, Glenn Fleming may have a new job, thanks to me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, here we go.
Lauren is very Julia is very interested in 2 of his books right now
That's
for
great.
publishing. So I'm hoping that goes well. Won't say which ones because I don't want to jinx anything. But
No, please.
that's very cool news. He messaged me this morning to let me know that she was asking questions, and that's always a good sign with Julia. If she goes, well, thank you, we'll get back with you, that's usually a sign she's not interested.
Mhm.
So apparently
Well,
Glenn
Gary,
Fleming gets stuck at making books.
I got to tell you, I've never watched this show before, but I watched the first 2 episodes that we're going to talk about today for the first exposure to it last night.
A lot of the guys that do the Special Forces, Navy SEALs that talk about shows will talk about this show. And the dude, the ranger that is the tech advisor, which I still find the technical advisor being an Army Ranger funny.
Hmm.
on a Navy SEAL show.
On a Navy SEAL
Well,
show. Yeah, that's
He's
that's
also
pretty
on the
crazy.
show, right? He's playing one of
Yeah,
them.
he's one of the characters. But that
The one with
happened
the scar.
serendipitously.
Yeah.
So I like the guy a lot. And he makes the combat scenes really good. And
By
what's
the way,
even better,
Joe,
he's trained these guys so well that he says you set them up now and they already know exactly what they're supposed to do
I
because
watched
he's
the first
trained them
couple.
so well.
I watched the first couple episodes of season 1 because I like David Boreanaz and I didn't get into it. And then I started to watch season 6 with Gerry. That's when we decided to start Military Monday, I think. And I totally got into it. I still haven't gotten back to watching the first 5 seasons, I have to admit. So I'm late to the game too. You're not the only one.
Now, which guy is the military advisor? Did I see him last night on the show?
Boy, I don't know. He's the one with the nasty scar on his arm. That shit's real. I don't remember his
All
character
right.
name though.
They went after Drunk 3PO, demonetized him, and
What?
listen to the wording here. Hi, Drunk 3PO. Our team of policy specialists carefully looked over your channel, Drunk 3PO. We found that a significant portion of your channel is not in line with our YouTube partner program policies.
Bullshit.
As of today, your channel is not eligible to monetize, and you will not have access to monetization tools and features. They're going to come for us. They're coming after us again. Here it is coming up on another election. You watch.
God.
Damn
Don't be
fast.
shocked if we get demonetized. Because I'm a military veteran. I talk about veteran stuff. I'm certain that they don't like that. You're welcome, Glenn.
Oh, look who's here.
Scribelight's here. Good morning, sir. What do we got going on here? Julia is only looking at them, nothing to report yet. Yeah, but she's interested. That's a good sign. Because I showed her stuff already of yours, Glenn. So I'm hoping this moves ahead. It'll be really nice for you and me to be under the same banner. And then you have no excuse for not working with me on that damn story, Operation Hound Dog, you son of a bitch. I'm so cranky and mean in the mornings on Mondays.
Okay, my internet had a hiccup.
Just on Monday?
Did the show go Hispanic?
No, is the slideshow still running?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still running. You're not here, though. We can't hear you.
Oh.
He's
Interesting.
fucking with you, Martin.
I know. He's answered it to me.
Yeah.
So
Do you think
we
we're
got some.
that stupid?
So who's all here? We got Socks
call
is
the
here,
kitty
D. Bud
stupid.
Martin, Glenn Fleming, Scribelight is in the chat. D. Bud Martin says, "Be safe. Subscribe to Pop Culture Minefield on Rumble." Yeah, baby. I got to tell you, man. If they pull that shit with us, I'm pulling out of YouTube. I mean, I'll still put notifications up for folks to come over and join us, but fuck them. I'm so tired of this shit. People being demonetized because they don't like our politics.
We don't have to abandon YouTube if they demonetize it. We will do what most people do. We start the stream here, and for 10 minutes, and then redirect everybody to Rumble.
Yeah, that's
it.
likely what we would do. Yeah, that's a good thing. Start it and then end it here on YouTube and keep it going on Rumble.
Yep.
Phrasing? For what even?
I mean,
You've been
I don't
vanilla
know.
today.
when Joe Rogan went to Spotify, he still ran clips here to advertise what he was doing on Spotify.
He still does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's
And-
back on YouTube. His stuff's back on YouTube.
Oh,
They're
yes.
full shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you see his
So
interview
does
with
Dan
Dennis Quaid?
Bongino.
Did you see Dennis Quaid on Joe Rogan?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was a good one.
He is pretty much taking the red pill.
Yep.
His performance as Reagan's going to be fantastic. I hope he gets an
Man,
Oscar.
I am waiting for that movie like you have no idea. I hope he really says, tear down that wall.
Well,
He
it's
does.
in the preview. Yeah.
It's in the
I
preview.
haven't seen
He
the,
does.
I haven't seen anything. I
Okay.
don't want to see anything.
Well, sorry we spoiled it for you.
Okay, so the show opens with I just forgot his Jason. Jason is overseeing training on Navy SEALs. The entire team, since the end of last season, is kind of being punished for what they did.
And we get to see
Um,
why. We get to see the end of the last episode, where he confesses to having PTSD, and then all the other guys step in and tell about their problems, basically really shaming command,
Admitting
and
to
they are
either
not taking it well.
PTSD, traumatic injuries, or PTS. You know, we've got all of them stepped up. So now all of them are being punished, and so he's doing instruction work. The funniest one is Sonny.
Oh yeah,
Sonny's cleaning up dog shit
Yeah.
at the
He's
training grounds for
not
the
just
dog.
that, he's working with the dogs, and it pays off in the end. But yeah,
I know, but it starts off showing him cleaning up dog poop.
yeah.
Hey, we have a new viewer today. Christian Halsey. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, Christian. Welcome to the clan, the group. I shouldn't say clan.
Apologies,
Although we were
guys.
making fun of
We're
that
all
last
kidding.
night because Mark C with the big D was talking about having clam pizza, and Tom and I were getting on him like, "What's up?" I mean, it is a white pizza. But why is it called a clam pizza? Is it because it's white?
Oh my god.
He goes, clam.
Media. Yeah. Who put
Yeah.
clams on a pizza?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
That
know.
sounds
Because
disgusting.
Tom and I are both not what I would call a good condiment to be putting on top of a pizza.
Clam pizza has the best crust, don't you know?
Is an
An
infamia?
infamia.
The fuck is that word? I don't know that word.
Infamy.
Oh, infamous. Yeah, I would never fucking eat that. I'd be because first of all, clams, unless they're fried, I don't want to eat them. And I'll eat fried clams. I do like clam chowder, but
Shit.
I prefer oyster stew over
Clam chowder, spelled with the A, not the hard R. Yes.
Actually, technically, I am part Italian because I'm Black Irish. So, is that Italian or Spanish? I forget. Which one is that?
If where MM and not MN would be correct Italian, in Spanish it would only have one M without anything else.
Well, I'm looking it up.
We said infamia.
Spanish.
And apparent. No, it's not Spanish.
And it's, the myth is this, and I'm not even going to bother reading what Wikipedia said. The myth is that there was an invasion. It's not. The Spanish had ships, and they would go to the Irish ports, and then they would go inland and start banging the women. And that's how the Black Irish came around. In fact, they don't even know truly what an Irishman should look like, because the red hair stuff is not actually originally Irish. It started
Scottish,
from the no, it's the invasion of the what do you call them? The Vikings, the Norse, and that's where the red hair came from.
Celtic people.
So the Irish are just an amalgamation of like a bunch of fucking countries that would go to their country and bang the women.
We're mutts.
Knock them up. Don't you watch the Godfather movies? I think I've seen one. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm going to tell you too. I defy Shane Moore and all of my friends that don't like Hawaiian pizza, because I like Hawaiian pizza.
Come on, man. Look, everybody that says
How did
pineapple
we-
on pizza sucks has never had
pineapple and
Canadian
ham.
bacon and pineapple. I mean, it's
And it's got
How
a
did we
sweet
get from
marinara
sweet tea
sauce.
to pineapple on pizza?
Our friendship is
right here.
finished, Joe.
This led us to that right there. That comment.
Fucking ADD theater, guys.
By the way, hello, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Oh, Andy's here. So we've got 2 limeys here right now. Awesome. Well, I don't know what Christian is. We could have 3
Canadian,
limeys.
isn't he?
No.
Christian Halsey. We don't know.
Oh, okay. I
The
thought
new
you were
one.
talking about
The new edition.
New addition to the channel.
new
And
edition.
we welcome you. So now Jason's having food with his son-in-law and his daughter. And the son-in-law is, of course, Navy SEAL now, going, through the process. I don't know if he's graduated buds yet or not.
He hasn't. They mention it on the beach later.
So,
I don't know if it was.
And he wants to pay for everything here, and you can tell that annoys Jason.
Well, they are reconnecting because his daughter and son-in-law have been living out of state, and now they moved back.
Yeah, they went to
and he's helping them
California, was it? Or
relocate.
where did they go?
Something, yeah. I think California. Anyway, they just are moving back and they're reconnecting, and
Is that Buffy's daughter?
I don't know.
I don't
she
know what
could
you
be
just
by
said.
the looks.
You said, is that Dolphy's daughter?
Buffy's.
daughter. She
Oh.
could be by the looks of her.
Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. He's
I
looking
guess
all
that would
right for
make
his age.
Angel the vampire player.
See, I never watched the show because I got my fill of him on Bones. My wife is a huge Bones fanatic, and I got plenty of Booth. You know what I mean?
Oh, you probably
That's-
grumbled about that.
No, that's why I started watching SEAL Team, because I loved him in
Really, you
Bones.
like him? Yeah.
I really like
He
him,
looks
but I
good.
never got
I
into
don't know.
that show.
I like that show until the show became a relationship show instead of a procedural.
That's the downfall of every one of these.
Well,
You
my
know,
huge beef is how they killed off Clay in season 6.
When
That
they
was
killed
so
off Clay, I
stupid.
kind of got upset about it too, and didn't want to watch the show anymore.
I mean, I know they had to they had to kill him off because he was going on to do another show, which sucked, by the way. So it was a mistake on his part. But if you have
Right.
to kill him properly, and not that stupid, just staring into the light and letting the police guy shoot him. It's not how a tier 1 operator would address a situation.
Yeah,
like that.
instead of staring into the light, he should be looking at the flowers, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Just look at the
Just
flowers.
No,
look
it
at the
was just-
flowers. Just look.
It
at
was
the
a stupid death. They could have done better.
That's a Walking Dead joke, Anima.
Yeah.
Never got into that.
Yeah,
Oh,
when
well. You're missing out.
Whenever-
It's good stuff.
whenever you hear the phrase "just look at the flowers," is an execution out of pity.
I
Not
tried
really
to.
pity. It's to protect a lot
No,
of
well,
people
yeah.
too. I mean, it's actually that is one of the best episodes of that show because it deals
Yep.
with a psychotic. You know how they've noticed that a lot of these serial killers will dismantle living creatures like cats or mice or something. And they show you a lot of the same traits in this person, and they end up whacking them because they're a danger to everybody around them.
Oh, did you pause this for anything? Okay.
Yeah. So we could describe what was happening here.
Okay.
Um,
Do it.
they're looking at investment money for what they're doing. So they got a banker there, and I don't think it went well because the banker looked really nonplussed.
Yeah.
So they're trying, and he asked the question, are you still helping the guy that got him killed? And why are they acting like he killed him now? I was really thrown by that.
Because
I
he
mean,
got
he
him into
should be-
that situation. He had the gun that
The
Clay
cop
took from
killed him.
The cop
And
killed
I'm
him,
telling you, that was not a justifiable shoot. the way they
No.
played it out.
That's why it upsets me so much. The whole situation was just
And they're
wrong
not
and
talking
stupid.
about that at all. I think that was a bad decision to write it that way
It was.
because it makes cops look bad.
It made Clay look bad to not react at all in a situation like that.
Yeah, he just suddenly looks like a deer in headlights
Yeah.
with holding a pistol in his hand, like, you know, it's like, whatever, dude. That was some weak ass writing. Pissed off a lot of fans.
Was this
It's
from
bad
a
enough they
previous
killed
show
him.
or something?
Yeah, it was last season when he got killed.
Hmm.
And, you know, we're talking about Clay Spencer. Clay Spencer was the team liberal. He was the team lefty. And he was very soft politically. Always at odds with what he's doing, which was kind of annoying. But I liked his character. And he put a lot of training into doing this show. And he really gave a shit. And I like the kid, Max Thurrott. He's a good actor. I liked him on Bates Motel. He played Norman Bates' brother.
Okay.
And but you know, look, the best character in this show is Sonny.
Yeah, he is.
Sonny Quinn, a house redneck.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He is the
Instantly.
soul of the show.
Yeah. He seems pretty cool.
I get annoyed when they show him and what's her name, Lisa, in the same room like this. There's this awkwardness. It's like, you know, at this point, they're grown adults. They're not going to be awkward anymore, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Whether they have feelings or not, you don't have to show them being awkward. So it's the drama sometimes that bugs me on this show. And the shit between those two is just ridiculous. I
They
knew
did
a
the-
lot of people who were not supposed to be seeing each other in the military that we kept our fucking mouths shut about
Yeah. I mean, come on.
because
They-
we knew they were having a relationship.
Snitches
They
get
did the drama
stitches, boys
team
and
with
girls. I mean, come on.
The females, what were they? Afghanistan? The female soldiers going all
Yeah.
mad about Americans? That was stupid too. That
Oh
was
yeah, it's
Okay.
ridiculous. It's like
drama for the
everything
sake
that they
of it.
get decent comes from us. So
Yeah.
they're not like that. They may secretly harbor resentments, but they do not voice it.
They
in
would not
dealing with the
attack
guys.
American soldiers like that. That was
I
just
find
outrageous.
it so funny, that expression, snitches get stitches, in this panel, because we have an MP and a medic. So Joe give Joe give the beating
given
and
stitches.
Gerry gives the stitches.
True.
Now, remember, I was a military policeman in the Army. Notice I did not join a civilian police corps whenever I got out of the Army. A lot of people ask me why I didn't do it, and I said because
Damn good
I
money.
saw enough when I was a military policeman to know I didn't want to be a civilian cop. It's a thankless job, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I had a shot at law enforcement and also working as a postal worker, and I'm just like, I tried the law enforcement angle. Then when that blew up in my face due to I forgot what it's called again, where they choose people based off their race, not off their scores. I had a taste of that, and that pissed me off, and so I went and became a paramedic.
Imagine Gerry delivering your mail.
Well, my uncle did for years. He retired from the post office. He was a sweetheart. He was a little tiny guy
was-
too.
It would have been like that guy in Seinfeld.
I could see him punching
Newman?
your packages to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he
Now,
like
you
had
said that one of the
tons of
major
undelivered mail. He's got to destroy.
Now you said
You
one
guys
of the
remember
cast
that?
members. No.
On Seinfeld. Yeah,
No.
he was trying to
I
get Kramer to help him dispose of tons of undelivered mail that he's just was lazy and never delivered.
Oh my God. Newman.
Newman was a horrible, horrible human being. So anyway, back to the show. So Sonny is here playing with Clay's baby, doing some babysitting, and Lisa shows up. And what is her name? Stella.
Stella, yeah. Claire's
I'm like, what is this? Streetcar Named Desire? What?
Yep.
Stella.
I have no idea
Now
what
you
you're
said
talking
earlier
about.
that one of the cast members was written out of the show last year. The guy that joins the team later on in this episode, the guy that doesn't want to hang out with everybody, is he
Right.
replacing that dude? Is that what it is?
No,
Okay.
he's just the
Not
next
quite.
troublemaker.
He is the plot device for this season.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He is there for a reason because what he's doing and what's going on in his private life is eventually going to bleed over into everything.
Gotcha.
And so, no, Clay Spencer's the one that left the show. He's doing a stupid show called Fire something, dumb show.
Fire Country?
So badly
Sorry,
written.
guys.
You talking about
My
Fire
cat is really
Country?
crazy.
Yeah,
That one's,
I think
that
that
one's
was
on
it.
Paramount too.
yeah, it's a terrible, terrible.
We
written
gave it
show.
a try, but it really sucks. All the
Yeah,
dialogue
we
is
couldn't
so
make it through one
preachy.
episode. It was so badly
No.
written.
It's terrible. The dialogue is just so terrible. He shouldn't have gone to that show. He should have stayed on SEAL Team.
When you ask the question, who the fuck talks like that? And your answer in your head is no one. It's time to walk away.
Yeah, right.
So at the beach again with his daughter, and
Yeah, this is where he
who the
tells
fuck
him
is-
when you're done with
Who's the
Buzz
kid?
at some point in the conversation. So I don't think he's done it yet, man.
that's his son, isn't it?
Son-in-law, I think.
No, that's his son.
No, that's his
That's
son.
not it.
They're
Yeah,
brother and sister.
the guy
right?
that's with her is older.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's in his
that's true.
20s.
That's the other kid, yeah.
I will say that Jessica Perret is finally a regular in the show, but I don't think they give her much time at all. She's the one that played Mandy Ellis, the CIA operative.
Is she related to? Is she related to Michael?
To my knowledge, no, they're not related.
Okay.
It's just she's Canadian, French Canadian.
Okay.
Even though she has no accent, she is of French Canadian descent. But she, I was so glad when they brought her back, but then they hardly have her in the show. And I'm like, oh man, she was such a cool character because she'd go out and do some killing. I like
Yeah.
that about her. She'd throw on some gear and go out and do some shit and then come back. There are a lot of good actors that have been killed off the show. Like one of my favorites was Dylan Walsh, the guy that plays Lois Lane's father on Superman and Lois.
Why
I
are
love
they
that
killing
guy.
them off? Do the actors want
Well,
to leave?
they
or-
got to do that every once in a while. That a major character needs to be killed off. So they've done it with Caviezel. They did it with Walsh. Who else is somebody that's been written off the show? Oh, Steve Howie had a dramatic death scene. They've had some really good actors on here that, because they wanted the emotions, that they kill them off. This guy, her commander, Lisa's commander,
Mhm.
is the most believable fucking squid in this movie, in this show.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Because
I noticed
he's
that
so
right away.
fucking thin-necked and long fucking arms and looks weird
Yeah.
in his uniform. I'm like, he looks like every fucking desk jockey I ever met in the military.
Mhm.
Wow, nobody's watching today. It's only 10 people.
Yeah, that's not a lot for Monday. And for a show like that.
Yeah, this is a popular show. I don't know why people aren't wanting to watch.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about our show. I'm talking about SEAL Team.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this is the first time
Let
I've
me
ever watched
qualify.
SEAL Team, man.
But
Yeah.
people have been waiting for that season. It's been unclear if we get this season for a long time. And then it got confirmed.
And it's the
everybody
last,
was
and
waiting.
Paramount's in trouble financially. And
Everybody's
you know
in
they're in trouble when they cancel their most popular show. And the reason I think they canceled is they couldn't afford the actors anymore.
I was fixing to say that looks like it's an expensive show to put on. It does.
Because they got to renew contracts.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in
And-
this thing.
That's a lot of fucking moving parts on this show.
Yep.
So everybody's going to want their piece because their character is popular. So Paramount said, Sorry, guys, we got to pull the plug. Can't afford it.
This
And
is
he could
pretty
have done
funny,
it.
man. This guy's asking him about the bag full of dog shit he's got with him.
Yeah. Like, what's with the bag of dog shit?
The way they
What
ended
was with
season
the
6,
cellophaning
they
of the
could have been
toilet
done
seats?
with it. I'm just glad they went on and did a 7th season.
Pretty damn funny. Oh.
Yeah, they agreed to budget one more season.
Because they were prepared to just be done and let it go with that ending where they just all come in and admit to
Hey,
it.
Penny's in the house.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny. I said goodnight to her last night when she went to bed.
Oh,
He was watching us on Mark's channel.
Who will?
You missed a lot. That show got fun.
The geekery?
Yeah, it went because like Mark's like going, he'll immediately go, okay, Gary, no, don't go there. Don't go there because he knows where my brain's going when things are said. And he gets so nervous because he'll say something. He goes, now I know Gary's going to say something that'll turn what I'm about to say into a double entendre. I said, you know me so well.
You were a subject on deleted scenes last night. Nick was on deleted scenes. Nick was explaining the Backdoor Gerry lore. Somebody asked about Backdoor Gerry and where that came from, and Nick explained it to everybody.
Oh, did he
I
explain
bet
it
he
correctly?
loved it.
Because it's from Polly.
Yeah.
Polly started it.
Yeah.
And there are certain people that weren't happy about it, and they asked Polly to kind of put the kibosh on it. But they forgot that Six and Zax were going to town on that shit, and there was no stopping them. And so they went out with it, and I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to fucking own it and have fun
Lean
with it.
into it, son. Lean in.
Yeah.
It's a teaser.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
said
deep
goodnight to you
lore.
last night and Penny. That's right. 11 Alpha is here. What's up, 11 Alpha?
Oh, Joe and his little party tricks.
Man, you got to do it. Now that I know I can do it, man, I got to do it, you know?
Now, we've got 11 Alphas in the house, and I don't know if people know what 11 Alpha is, the Army.
I don't know.
You know
I
what
don't.
it is?
Mm-mm.
That is an infantry officer.
Okay. 11
Now, I am curious if 11 Alpha is an infantry officer. That's why I picked that name.
Oh, mine's 95 Bravo. Yours is 91, right?
Me, bud, I breach myself every time I go to the bathroom. So
Oh, TMI.
Oh, man.
it's called pooping.
yeah.
Yeah, your classification is 91,
You
isn't
guys'
it?
minds are weird.
Yeah.
So. But the coolest guy, AJ Buckley, and he's been trying to reach out and do more work in film and stuff, and it's just not happening for him. But he is great as Sonny in this show. In my opinion, he's the single best character on the show.
Is that the guy that's the Army Ranger?
It's the guy right there. Okay,
Yeah, that's
right
what
now.
I was
That's
asking. You were mentioning one of the
It's
characters.
not Army.
Army Ranger.
No. Army Ranger is the tech advisor for the show, and that's Tyler Gray. And he's finally started doing the tour on the different military channels. I'd love to get him on Dangerous Military Nerds.
I would be
I fucking love that guy.
You back to doing that show on a regular basis?
No.
On Wednesdays? No?
I'm going to do it whenever I can get a guest.
There you go. Okay. Good.
If I get a guest, I'll do it, and it'll be on a Wednesday.
Well, holler at me, man. I can be on there at least for the first hour before I start my show. Faux show. You know?
General Douche Nugget. I loved it when he called him that. He, of course, means Decker, who has been promoted, and they're still investigating because he got assaulted. And we all know it was Sonny, but Sonny was in civil clothes, and it happened so fast that Decker had no chance of identifying who was attacking him. So they're still investigating.
I still don't think that. I think she'll help quash that. 11 also says RLTW, Rangers lead the way. There
She
you go.
wants to. She wants to help Sunny, but she also doesn't want to fuck up her career because she's rising up.
Hey, wait.
By the way, 11 Alpha, I'm curious if you ran into this too in the military, that once you get to permanent party, it's just like nobody wants to say hua.
No.
It's like they tried to get us as combat medics to say Usha. And I just looked at my drill instructor at AIT and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. If you can get the other guys to do that, that's fine. I'm not doing that. That just sounds really gay to me. And he just laughed.
We have a question from Wade.
Yeah, it's always fun to go back. First season, I think, was kind of weak. They were just sort of they hadn't gotten their sea legs yet on the show. Season 2 got better. And I got to tell you, the show is still one of my favorite shows. I love to go back and watch stuff on it. But I don't go back because there was so much heartbreak in this show because so many of my favorite characters would end up getting killed.
That's why I still haven't gotten
Exactly.
back to watching
Exactly, 11 Alpha. Exactly. All my sergeants were former Army Rangers, and they didn't like that shit. They went, don't fucking say that to me. They would just roll their eyes at you get some fucking new guy fucking doing that shit, and it's just like, you don't have to do that.
Come on, man.
You just say, yes, Sergeant.
Calm
No,
down.
Sergeant.
We're not in basic training anymore, sir. Calm down.
Hi, Eastland Burkholder.
At ease, that shit.
Hello, Eastland.
So, is that Dylan? Is Dylan back on the show? I didn't catch that before.
You son of a bitch.
No. That's his handler. But that looks like Dylan Walsh right there. Who is that?
I don't know.
Don't know.
We have a question
The
from
Marine
Eastland.
Corps. Marine Corps is Ura, and Army is Hua.
Okay, Eastland wants to know.
But it comes from the word hoorah, is what the
Hoorah.
word comes from. Hoorah.
No, Ranger. I think she's asking for what Ranger. What's the origin of the job? Ranger, the word and the description of the job.
World War II was the beginning of the Army Rangers training, airborne, all that shit. You had regular Rangers and you had airborne Rangers.
I want to be an airborne ranger. I want to live
Oh
a
my
life
God.
of danger.
All the fucking cadences, ridiculous. Or I should say, redonkulous.
Yeah, redonkulous for sure. Yep.
Rangers were the equivalent of what a Marine was for the U.S. Army. Their job was as an insertion force. Marines are an insertion force. There's tip of the spear. But Army wanted to have a little piece of that, so that was the Rangers. Hope that answered your question.
So shock troopers.
Not shock troopers. Sometimes their job was to go in and not be caught.
No, I mean shock troopers are incursion. It's the first wave that you send.
Well, the word shock comes from like shock and awe. That's not necessarily what they do.
No, they're more covert.
But I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
They are simply just an insertion force originally. Oh God, D. Bud Martin had to turn it 30.
Oh, dirty,
Oh, man.
dirty
There it
people.
is.
Now we know what D means in front of the Bud Martin. Dirty
Yeah.
Bud Martin.
Dirty,
You
Bud
have a new
Martin.
name now, dude.
He's a wee bit dirty. Like there was a name for the Rangers too. I forget. Oh my God, I gotta go look this up. I forget stuff.
Okay.
This is how you get
Even
hired
Alpha
by
has to-
Dale Dye, is you know a bunch of stuff about the military and military history. But I
Even
forget
Alpha.
shit.
11 Alpha says Rangers take their name from colonial and revolutionary
Revolutionary area, small unit specializing in scouting and ranging. Yeah, scout rangers.
Thank you
Ranging
for
out.
shaping our audience ears.
And older question, in a sci-fi world from our world, different universe, how do I give tell like a clue that this character is military, has worked as a soldier his whole life? First of all, there's what's referred to as a military bearing. I get around somebody that I don't know and I immediately get a read on them. I can tell when I'm around a veteran, a real veteran.
They stand up straight, I can tell you that. Physical posture, they're not going to slump. They stand up straight. They're usually going to be standing in the back of the room, too, so they can see everything in front of them. They don't like to have their back to a door. Yeah. There's
So, but I'm going to tell you right
things.
now, it's called military bearing.
Yep.
And other veterans can spot military bearing. In fact, I had a friend, I'm like going, you're prior service somehow, aren't you? He goes, no. I'm really not. And then he admitted later that he was a ROTC. And I'm like, that's why you hold yourself a certain way, because you have a military bearing about you. And then he admitted also to being former FBI. And I'm like, well, now you just lost all my respect. By the way, anybody that's military that's gone out to the ranges to shoot, not in the military, but civilian ranges, there's nothing funnier than seeing a cop near you trying to fucking hit things. Some of the worst shots I've ever seen were desk jockeys for the FBI and local law enforcement.
Stormtrooper like even.
I made fun of one. I said, I think you hit my target. I actually said that to a cop in Lebanon, Missouri. The Lebanon. That's how they say it, Lebanon. It's Lebanon, Missouri, but they pronounce it Lebanon. Lebanon.
They don't want to be confused for that Middle Eastern country? Is that what it is?
For that Middle Eastern country from which they are taking the name.
Right?
It's what Americans do. They just copy names for towns and.
Oh, you don't have any idea how unoriginal the Spanish colonizer were. They repeated the names of their cities all over America.
Really?
Yes.
Weird. Anyway, back to the show. Because this is a setup. They're being sent to Sweden to train a special unit there. And they're
first episode of the season is really kind of boring. It's a lot of talking head stuff.
It's probably setting up everything for later on in the season.
Second episode gets into some shit.
Yeah. Gerry, what plane are they on?
That's probably a C-130. No, it's really big.
It's big. I thought it might be a C-5A Galaxy, man. Because of the back door on it, but
it looks too small for a Galaxy.
Yeah.
Man,
what messed me up was the middle row of seats it had on it. I've never seen that. So,
well, I've seen the middle row of seats on C-130s.
Yeah. Don't know. I'm kind of.
I'm wondering
intrigued.
if this is a C-17. Is what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
Because it looks a little big for a C-130, and I would put it at C-17.
It's not big enough for a Galaxy, so yeah. I was curious. I just didn't know what plane it was.
Mississippi is a word. We learned a song when I was a kid. M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I.
Humpback I. Yep.
That's how we learned to spell it as kids. Yes, they are huge. And I can't tell because we're not seeing everything at once, but the back hatch looks like a C-130,
Mhm.
but the interior looked a little bit larger in the midsection, so I couldn't tell.
I've been on a C-130, and they're not that wide.
Good houses are awesome.
Mm-hmm. So they're training
showed,
in Sweden
Anima
now,
some-
right? They're in Sweden at this point, right? I think.
Hey, Sweden.
Hey, Sweden. They're
Sweden.
Norwegian, Mac.
Yeah, they are in Sweden and they're not happy about this assignment because
No.
it's just they are overqualified, way overqualified for that. But they are sidelined after what happened at the end of the last season. So at least they're doing military stuff and not picking up dog poop.
Right?
Oh shit. So Mexican Iron Man posted that thing about Quentin Tarantino going on what is that dude's name? Mark, forget his name. The lefty talk show host.
All of
Politically
them.
incorrect. Politically incorrect
this.
guy. Mahl. Mahl is his last name, I think. But anyway, he has Quentin Tarantino on. So Mexican Iron
Talking
Man
about Bill
posts-
Maher?
Yeah, I just said Maul. It's Mar. That's it. That guy. Smarmy prick. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
I don't care if he gets the peg, the right peg in the right hole occasionally. I cannot stand that smarmy prick.
He's
But anyway,
insufferable.
Mexican Ironman says, total idiot. Days and clips that make me realize more and more that Zack Snyder is greater than Tarantino. And he tags Tom. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Tom answers is like, Snyder's a lefty too, only he makes really gay movies like Quentin Tarantino. And Mexican Iron Man says, I'm trolling you. And Tom goes, not in the mood. God damn, man. I fucking love those guys. So yeah, they're over there now. This is housing wherever they're at. You can tell military when it's got the fucking painted cinder block. That's military housing. It sucks. I don't know about you, Alpha. I hated housing. On base housing. I hated it. I was so glad I got married and was able to live off post. What's this? It occurs to me I have seen maybe 10 minutes of this show. Is it worth catching up on? Look, I'm going to tell you that this is the greatest thing about this show, Alpha, is that it's a U.S. Army Ranger that is the technical advisor for a Navy SEAL show. It is totally worth fucking watching. And he's in the show. He's one of the team. But he's a great dude. You can see his battle scars. He's got some gnarly scar on his forearm where he had a chunk of his forearm blown off. And he's great on the show. Very likable character. I forget his character's. What is his name?
Isn't Brock the advisor?
No, it's Tyler Gray, but I can't remember what his character's name is.
Why are they training in Norway?
Sweden.
It's cross country training. They'll do that every once in a while. You'll see guys from all of the elite forces training with other elite forces.
Trent.
And Norway's actually got a halfway decent special forces unit. They're better than Germany's.
Gerry. Trent is his name.
Oh, his character's name. Thank you. There's Lisa. Lisa is getting into the political side of things, which is why I find her character less and less interesting this last season and this season.
These scenes are so boring. When you just see the armchair warriors talking and discussing, and it's like, move on. Can we get back to the team, please? I had problems with this episode. I was like, if they're all like that, I'm not into this season. But thankfully, shit goes down.
And they got this fucking guy here. He's slouched in his seat, just constantly shitting on anything she says. And I'm like, look, I've knew guys like that in the military. And they're not good guys. They're fucking assholes.
Yep.
My special forces group trained in Norway. Our Cold War mission was working with the Norwegian Home Guard in case of Soviet invasion. Yeah, absolutely. And answer correctly if I was correct. I said I have heard that the Norwegian special forces are respected by our special forces. It's not just the UK that we respect. There are a few others, or Australia. But Norway, I got to tell you, if there's a place to have to go be stationed temporarily, Norway would be the place I'd like to go. I love Norway.
You like the cold, so the
Yeah,
climate
I
up
like
there
the cold
would be
weather.
perfect for you.
Yeah, you live in Mississippi. In Missouri, I mean.
So episode 1 is about to end here, and
With
here's
a bang.
this new guy here is no, nothing happens, dude. It's just this guy is
He needs a
just a
thunder
fucking
slap.
asshole. He really needs to be taken around the back of the barracks and get the shit knocked out of him.
Well, he is
They
what
haven't had
Omar
time to
was in
do it
season
yet, though.
6. He's what Omar was in season 6. A troublemaker who needs to find his way into the team, if he can do that. So he doesn't want to be there. He's snarky.
Well, Andre is in the Virgin Islands, as I recall right now. He's been there for a while. He goes back every once in a while to Norway.
At first, they're speculating this is a gas explosion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want to go in and help, but they are told to wait for the special forces. And Jason is like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not sitting there just watching. And police
Oh my
arrives
God,
eventually, and
when
they
it
do
pops up, I go to
nothing.
get it. Tier 1 Special Operations Unit are generally respected by other operators, regardless of nationality, at least in first world countries. What passes for SOF in other countries, I know. Like, I love it when they show, here we see the Zimbabwe Special Forces training. I'm like, they're just rolling around. No. And I tell people all the time that the way our special forces really got started in its training as special forces, really borrowed heavily from Britain, and the current training for, especially for Tier 1 operators, is from the SAS. And the guy was a Green Beret that went to be trained by the SAS, and he's the one who started the current form of training for our special forces here at the U.S. And it's fucking, yeah, Canary Islands. That's where he's at. He's there with those fucking. I heard that they got damaged. Those giant heads. Is that the Canary Islands? Where are
No.
those giant heads at? Where are they
Canary
at?
Island are in Spain.
Spain.
They're pretty. They're a pretty sight.
Okay, for example, Egyptian infantry learned what we would learn in basic. Egyptian commandos, what we usually learn in infantry AIT. I got to tell you something that's funny to me is Iraqi special forces. They would be trained by our guys, but they were just so fucking sloppy. They would flashbang and then go into breach a room and fucking just spray every corner. There was no selective targeting. They're funny. They're funny. Yeah, and basic infantry, right? That's special forces to some countries.
Bye, David. You too.
All right, D-Bud. See you later, buddy.
Bye,
Ladies and
Steven.
gentlemen, the hardest working wrench in all of our community. Great guy, man. Love D-Bud Martin. Show him love, because he does a lot. So, yeah, I'm going to fucking have to hang out with 11 Alpha. He sounds like somebody I would like to hang out with. So I don't know. We're gonna talk about the other episode, or what are we gonna do?
Of course.
You
Jesus
said you're going to do
Christ.
both of them.
I'd be fine. We can end the show right now. I'm so tired.
Dude,
I
this
want
is
to
the good
know
episode of the two.
if what goes on in the second episode from your perspective as a combat medic is legit. You know, the triage place they set up outside for those folks.
Triage sucks.
Yeah.
I tell
Triage is
people
terrible.
the roughest part of triage is the fact that you're choosing who's going to get the life-saving help first,
Which we actually see.
which
in
means
this
a lot of
episode.
guys are put aside and are probably going to die.
We'll talk about it when we get there, but you know what I'm talking about. The fractured
the
leg.
woman and her
everything.
daughter. Yeah. He needs to make a call there, and he makes it, and it's hard.
You take it easy,
But it's
buddy. Love you too, man.
It's so cool to see them back in action again. They're still a well-oiled machine.
And we have deleted.
Hi, Steven.
There he is.
I salute you as well.
What's going on, Big
Now,
Daddy?
11 Alpha might know this one because I was taught this by my dad, and I actually did it to an airborne ranger, and he cracked up laughing because I learned the old paratrooper salute. It was a joke salute. And he's like, where'd you learn that from? I said, my dad. He thought that was funny. I wanted to be I wanted to go ranger.
But yeah,
And,
you snore too loud.
Dude, the guy said it. He said, you snore like a wild animal. I have adenoid problems, and I should have probably had my adenoids out when I was a kid. Like my son Benjamin got his adenoids out, but he permanently sounds like he has a cold because of it.
Yep.
And
That tends to happen.
Yep. So I never got mine out. I still have my tonsils. I had the shittiest fucking parents, and I just poke fun at them all the time because it's like I went to my parents to ask if I had ever had chicken pox. Mom, I don't know. My dad, I don't recall. And I'm like, one of you should fucking know. And so the reason I found out that I had chicken pox is I took care of both my kids, boys, when they got chicken pox. Zoe never got it. And then she got inoculated. But both my boys got it. I never got it from them. I had a college roommate that had it, and I took care of him. Oh, when you're an adult and you get chicken pox, it's rough. And so I took care of him, kept bringing him food. God, man, getting him stuff for his fever. He was rough. And I didn't get it from him. And then finally, 2 years ago, I got shingles.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was going to ask you which one is an offshoot of that. Is it measles or chicken pox?
That's from chickenpox, because chickenpox is a zoster. It's a herpes zoster, and it lies dormant in your coccyx bone. And occasionally it'll come back. But here's what sucks: it comes back through your central nervous system.
Oh,
So that's why it spreads usually to one side or the other, because it's traveling through your nerves, and that's why it hurts so bad. I got shingles. And I looked at the doctor. It was funny when he told me what I had. I said, yeah, I hurt a lot. And he goes, you got a little fever? I said, no. I said, but I got these sores on my head that I couldn't figure out. And he goes, oh, you've got shingles. And I went, get the fuck out of here. Really? I
Did you
thought
ever
that was
get the
for old
vaccine?
people. No, I've been offered to get it, and I've asked for it, and I've still not gotten it. So, yeah, let's see where they're trying to help the people that have been wounded in this blast. And you got a bunch of bad guys in the building.
Yeah, and
They don't
split
know
up.
how many at this point.
Jason commands Ray and Omar to tend to the wounded and do triage and all that shit, while they go into the mall unarmed to at least hold up the shooters.
And here's something funny a
have
lot of people don't
nothing.
know. The reason why 91 Bravo was done away with and became 68 whiskey is because it's a more specialized skill. Almost every soldier now that's serving has basic medical training now. They have a medical, every single soldier
First
has
aid, yeah.
a far more advanced medical kit than they had when I was in. And I went in 90. And so it's a much different game today. And like one of my oldest friends was a 68 whiskey because I got out while it was still 91 Bravo. And he went in and became 68 whiskey. And he said the surgery, there's more surgical training, which is really cool. I thought, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Because we wanted more of that when I was a medic. I wanted to be able to do more field surgery. I wanted more additional training on that shit. So this is where Jason starts to kind of accept lone guy, tough guy here, because he ends up doing something very cool near the end of the episode.
Yeah, so police has arrived and they tell them to do nothing and wait for the special forces.
The cops won't do anything.
They are not having
Yeah,
it.
they're
they
just
get
setting
pissed.
up a perimeter and keeping the civilians out of the area. That's
And
all.
you
are
have to
they
remember,
Baldi?
they don't have equipment. All they have is cell phones, which means while they're communicating, one hand is occupied. They have no arms.
Sounds like
no
that
proper
sheriff's
communication.
department, I think in Florida, that refused
I
to go
think they
into
do
the
have
school.
sidearms, though. I think they have sidearms.
Nah, they have to.
Okay,
they have
I'm
to get there.
trying to give you information here. I think this incident is inspired from the incident with that sheriff's department in Florida that didn't go into the school.
No,
And
it was not
ultimately-
Florida. It was
Where
That was
Baldi,
Texas.
Texas.
Even worse. That's even worse than Florida. Because you expect better from cops in Florida and Texas. And it's just shameful what they did. And so I think this incident is kind of inspired by that. Got active shooters.
I'm
If I
pretty
recall
sure one of the
correctly-
Swiss police hands over a sidearm to one of these guys later on in the episode. I'm pretty sure they do
Maybe
have
later on,
sidearms.
but they go in without anything and they manage to
Right,
take one
I'm-
shooter down, so they have a gun now. And then they take down another and have more weapons. They just acquire weapons as they go.
And the nastiest fight is with Jason
Yeah.
when he has to go hand to hand with that one guy. And he gets that one knife. He's got, I forget the name of it. It's the hook knife that looks like a tooth. And oh my fucking God, that's brutal what he does to that fucking guy. But the guy earned it. He earned that death.
Yeah. The horrible thing is that he finds a wounded guy on the floor and he tells him he sent his kids into one of the stores to hide. So he goes in to get the kids out and meets this guy. So he has the kids in a cupboard hiding, watching the whole thing. That's
Yeah,
bad.
kids. These are little kids watching him
Yeah.
murder another fucking dude.
Yeah.
And almost get killed
Brutally.
himself because when he's finally done with the guy, there's another one attempting
Well,
to shoot him.
that's
And
the
he's
shit
done.
coming back because he's got brain trauma on top of PTSD. Okay, which is like my old buddy Ernie, and Ernie had brain trauma on top of PTSD, and I had to talk him off the ledge so many times over the years, and he's just by that point he's hit his max, and he just looks at the guy that was going to shoot him, just looks at him like. Just it's an emotional moment because
He's
I was like,
exhausted too. He just had the shit kicked out of him.
he's
That guy did
emotionally
not go
and
down easily.
physically, he's mentally and physically drained from this
Yeah.
fight.
Gary, how is this pressure bandage working that he's trying to do here? Does this look medically feasible to you?
I'm trying to remember what he did. What did he do?
There's something with a water bottle. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but there was
Did he
a
stick it
water
up
bottle
somebody's
involved, and
ass?
she had to keep it in
What did he-
place.
Jesus,
It involved a water bottle. That's all I know.
Why?
Thanks, Joe.
God.
Hey, well, you watched it. But, you know,
I
don't
that's why I'm
remember.
asking.
I don't remember.
The problem he's
Anima-
running into here is he can't keep working on the woman because the daughter collapses. So he needs to tend
Yeah.
to her too.
But what did he do with the water bottle? I don't remember, honey.
I don't either. I just remember that he had to do a pressure, like a tourniquet, because she was bleeding out, because her
Right.
her
I
femoral
think what the
artery was
water
bleeding
bottle
out.
was trying to do was keep the blood in the system, and she had to keep it in place. It was almost causing like a vacuum to where the blood would, instead of spurting out, it would go into the bottle and come, and make it part of the circulatory system. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No, that'll work. That
Mhm.
will work. You create a channel. It's just an additional channel. The blood
Mhm.
goes in the bottle, and you squeeze the bottle back in, and you just keep it going.
Right. And that was the problem. He told her, "Look, you've got to keep this in place," and she wasn't strong enough to hold it in place. She was too weak at that point, and he knew
Well,
Yeah,
it.
see,
she was also worried sick about her daughter because she had
Mm-hmm.
collapsed and couldn't
Yep.
breathe anymore. She
Mm-hmm.
told him, "Save my kid, save my kid,"
Right.
this is where
and
you
the kid
you
had the
take a
better
leadership
chances.
role
So
and you yell at people. Because I've had to yell at people. Hey, pay attention to me. Don't fucking worry about what's going on out over there. You worry about what's going on between you and me. You worry about you. And I've yelled at people in emergency situations just so many fucking times. Get your head in the fucking game. You don't pay attention to me, you're dead. And you got to do that as a medic, whether you're in the military or civilian. You've got to take control. I told you I threatened to have a lady arrested one time. I said, you shut the fuck up, or I'm going to have these cops arrest you and take you away. Because your yelling is interrupting what we're trying to do to save your son. My captain liked that. He's like, God damn, you took charge of that. I'm like, yeah, and I'm a nobody. I didn't have any rank at that point in the civilian world.
Well, sometimes you got to put your foot down, man.
Well, it's
I
just the
mean,
military. The
yeah.
military taught me to do that. Take control of a situation. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. When you look and nobody's done it yet, do it. Take control of the situation because there's a good chance nobody will.
That's what a lot of people don't understand about the military in the United States. We're taught to actually take over for somebody when they go down. A lot of militaries, you just listen to your officer and that's it. And if they take the officer out, then all of a sudden it's just an organized mob, basically. But when it comes to the U.S. military, when somebody goes down, the next person's supposed to step up and take over their job.
Yeah. They've got this training, and it kind of impressed me that the Marine Corps in particular trains this way. They have what is it, the M248 machine gun that they love so much in the Marine Corps. Is that the one? I forget the name of that weapon. I never used it. I've never fired it, so I don't know the weapon. Oh, fucking God, that breaks the heart. I know it's a show, but fuck. But anyway, they have this training that if the gunner goes down, gets shot, the assistant gunner rolls over, grabs them, rolls them off, and then rolls back to the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's a full fucking crazy tactic, but yeah, it fucking works. You got to be prepared. Your buddy might go down.
Battlefield promotion, boys and girls.
Now, another part of triage is all those bodies would be moved into a more organized area. They wouldn't still be just laying around. You would be moving them because you got to check them anyway.
Now that cop right there hands his sidearm over and says, "I trust you." Yeah, they did have sidearms. They just, didn't give them those guys personally.
Command didn't like that when they found out about it. Because these guys are still kind of being punished.
Yes. Hey, what are they supposed to do? Just stand there?
That's what they wanted them to do. Be
Yeah.
like the cops and just stand there and watch people fucking get killed. Fuck that.
Nah.
And they have the right attitude. There's the guy. He's got to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to fight him because of that haircut.
Yeah, you look stupid. He's an asshole. Anybody with a haircut like that, he's an asshole.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Andy sent me a funny meme from Star Trek. It shows Riker,
Yes.
and the top of the image says, "We don't know if the species is biologically compatible with humans." Riker says, "Challenge accepted." He was a
Yeah,
horn dog.
I think it is supposed to be Sweden, isn't it? Isn't that where they're at?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if it's Stockholm or what city it is, but
Probably because it's the capital.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't go into it. They just say Sweden. And it doesn't really matter.
they were asking
Oh
in the
wow.
chat.
Andy sent me a video. I can't watch it right now, clearly, but it's of the 102-year-old Second World War II veteran becomes
Oh, yeah.
Britain's oldest parachutist. Technically, he's not a parachutist; he's going tandem, but it's still fucking cool.
Yeah. I like they set up a vehicle barrier in front of the people on the ground there.
They have to. A car bomb is rolling in.
Right, car bombs coming in. They found out about it.
And they,
Yep.
they shoot the
Now
guy
you-
in the car, but the car still keeps going. So they need to barricade themselves off.
I noticed one thing that they never show here, which I'm grateful for, is guys using what's called chicken wing with their weapon. It's like, yeah, look, operators do it, and God bless them if they want to do that. You're not trained to do that. In fact, you're trained not to do that.
But if you need to do it,
Whatever
it's
you
okay.
need to do, you got to do it. But at the same time, man, I always consider that a risky hold on a weapon.
Yep.
You talk about that cock sideways shit?
Yep.
Yeah, the arm up and the hand. Now, the way they were showing it the other day is better than what they showed on that stupid show, Echo 3. Echo 3 had his hand all the way out at the end of the weapon. And it's like, there's nothing to brace with on there. And the guys they were showing using the chicken wing technique all had a pistol grip that they were bracing with their two fingers here. The other two fingers were on the main weapon, and the two fingers were holding it. So it's tucked in, which is what, we were taught to do, is tuck and hold, manage control. The closer you are to your body, the more control you have over movement.
Yep. The only time they ever taught us when I was in to change the angle of aim is when you had mop gear on and you had to hold the weapon kind of at a 45-degree just to be able to see through the sights because of the mask. Because if you tried to put it to your cheek, the filter would get in the way. So, there was about a 45-degree angle there.
Those big, bobbly fucking...
those big, huge filters on each
Pro
jowl.
mask are ridiculous, dude.
Yep.
That is a city on the east coast of Sweden. So this is where we are.
So there you go, Alpha. Anima just told you. Oh my god! Again with the talking head scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are what ruined the show for me, because I don't give two shits about the political aspect.
I'm getting ready to skip over them as we continue watching the episodes. Because the only important thing is the investigation around Decker, and is Sunny going to get busted or not? I don't need all this discussion, and so boring.
It looks like a bunch of dudes just giving a chick shit. Is what it looks like.
I also hate that we've been told that one of the main characters dies this season.
Yeah, Boreanaz hinted at that in an interview, apparently. And you just wonder if it's going to be him, Jason, or if they are going to really shit on the audience and take out Sunny. And if they're doing that, fuck them.
Yeah, if they, I will write this show off of ever being mentioned again if they kill my buddy. I fucking love Sunny.
He seems to be the character on the show.
He's the most grounded character, despite
Yeah.
some of the dust ups that he has.
Yeah.
He's like half the guys I fucking served with.
Well, we did. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I still have buddies, and you know one of them that always, and I can hear it when he's talking, always has a fucking lip full of tobacco.
Oh, yeah.
And that is something you got used to in the Army, because all those smokers weren't allowed to smoke anymore.
Yep.
So they started dipping. And it's a sound that I kind of like because it reminds me of being in the military. Because I'll hear somebody talking like they got fucking dip in their lip. I'm talking about Pope. Pope gets
Yeah.
that
Yep.
fucking. He's
Mhm.
always got something in his lip, and I can hear it when he's talking.
Yep.
And we had Dale Dye on. I'm like, you couldn't fucking not dip when we
No,
had
of
Dale
course
Dye
not.
on, you motherfucker. I love him, though. I love Pope.
One thing we missed whenever we went through this, Mr. I'm not a team player saves Booth. I call him Booth.
Well,
'cause
that's the part I was talking about because there's this emotional moment when he's exhausted.
Yeah.
And
When the other shooter
physically and
shows
mentally.
up, yeah.
And
He's
that guy
ready to
is
be
standing
shot.
there getting ready to waste Jason.
Yeah, he's
kill him.
done. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
fucking new guy here fucking
Drew.
smokes that dude.
From across the atrium
Yeah,
there.
the popping
Yeah.
sound. There's a popping sound you hear. You'll hear it in the barracks, man. That popping sound when somebody's got their dip out.
Yep.
Do a little pop.
Mhm.
And
Packing it down.
in basic, you're not supposed to have anything.
No.
And it's funny watching people go in withdrawals. I get
not funny.
tickled by
At
that.
least in AIT they let us
I found it
have
funny.
cigarettes again. So
Because when I see somebody's getting jittery because they haven't had their fix, I'm like, you okay? You look a little nervous. You all right? You okay? And just really focus on it. It really annoys them.
Yeah.
You sure you're okay?
It doesn't non-team player grab a bunch of watches and give it to Sonny. Give one of them
He
to
still
Sonny.
gives one to Sonny, or
Mhm.
gives one to Jason too, doesn't he? Or is it
I-
Sonny? No, he gives it to Sonny. You're
Yeah,
right.
he gives it to Sonny. Yeah.
So they're being pulled
Even-
out of their mission in Sweden because of what they did, because they didn't follow the advice of
Yeah.
the police and just stand down and wait for the special ops to arrive. So again, they did great. They saved a lot of lives, and they are still being punished for it.
There's nothing they
They're
can do
heroes with
right now.
No credit.
It's typical military.
They are
typical.
not getting any credit for what they did, risking their lives going in without weapons.
I don't think they do it for the credit.
No.
No, but at least stop grounding them.
Look, I'm going to tell you, there's an old axiom called "No good deed goes unpunished."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, good. Joe's yelling at us from the bathroom.
No, he's fixing a cup of coffee.
Sure.
You keep your coffee maker in the bathroom?
Yeah, you keep your coffee maker in the bathroom.
Don't you? Must be a US thing. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, they got an actor that just looks angry all the time to play this
Yeah.
character.
Well, he has shit going on. We learned that later in the scene with his sister. That there's some sex tape that could bring his family down.
Well, he says the family's one sex tape away from being the Hiltons.
Yeah. And there's a journalist investigating into his family, so I'm guessing they're rich.
Well,
Probably.
You're talking about that guy's look. I don't know if anybody's told Booth's plastic surgeon, but he's got resting bitch face now. What the hell, man?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. True.
Did he have surgery?
He looks
No.
like it, man. It looks like he's had a tuck here and there.
He just
I
always
know.
struck me as somebody who wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
right?
too. I think he just got older and that changed his face.
No. But
he does have resting bitch face.
he had that expression since his early days in Buffy, so I don't think it's.
Really?
Yeah, you rewatch the show and you can see he's the master brooding.
Hey, look, man.
It's
some of
just
us guys
getting
are born
worse as
with
it is.
resting bitch face. I
Yeah,
have it.
you and your kids.
My daughter, like, just was like, "Good, then I had resting bitch face." I went, "Oh yeah, baby, you got that from me." It's like when I'm not paying attention, people think I want to murder them. When I'm just relaxed, I'm just like,
Yeah,
Psycho killer.
all my life I have that problem. Everybody always asking me, "Are you angry? Are you upset?" No, this is my normal face, and just
But then you should say, "But my asshole is angry."
He's
God
playing down
damn
his
it, Gerry!
reaction.
I will never tell you anything else in secret.
Guys, he was
Explosive.
just playing down his non-reaction to the shooter appearing out of thin air, ready to take him out. He says, "Yeah, that just it took me off for a moment." But that was clearly his PTSD kicking in.
Right. Here's
sure.
the coffee shop that they're going to meet at it in a little bit too. But this is the scene between these two.
I thought that place was Cracker Barrel when they first started showing it on the TV. Because if you've ever been to one of those, they've got a bunch of chairs out front, like a front porch.
Yeah, well, it's furnished like an old house.
Yep.
The chairs are fucking uncomfortable, just like grandma's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colonel Decker is a general now. That's the bad guy, the one that Sonny knocked the shit out of.
Hmm.
Because he didn't change the communication channels often enough, and that fucked up the mission. Back in where were they? I forgot. The mission that got so horribly wrong because the bad guys were able to listen in. That was Decker's fault, and he wiggled out of it. So that's why Sonny just went and decked him.
Yep.
He decked Decker. Okay.
Decker is like so many officers you meet in the military that ranked up because they were idiots and people
Failing upwards.
You can't fire people in the military, so what you do is you promote them out of your unit to get rid of them. And some of these guys get ranked because they're fucking asshole idiots. And the thing that sucks is I remember when this happened with us. We had a guy come in as an NCO over us. That was like, we promoted him out and he ended up coming back as a senior NCO. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I didn't think that would happen. It's like, he got
Failing
recycled
upwards.
back to us.
Yep.
Thank God we didn't have to deal with that guy very much. He was
See,
a
you
fucking
you
idiot.
should have a special division for that, to send the unfightable guys, and they are always there and they cannot get out of it. And
The
that's
human
it.
trash division. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? So, what are we looking forward to in this final season of SEAL Team, buddy?
I don't know if I'm looking forward to anything. I'm nervous that they're going to kill somebody I care about.
I'm nervous too. I just hope they get
I just
back
want to
on.
watch the show and see where they go.
I want them to go back on active duty. And I want to be the new character, a good one, and not a shitty one.
Dude, knowing Boreanas, Jason is the one who dies.
I'd rather have him killed off than Sonny. He really is my favorite.
Oh, Shinatsky!
Oh man, the Kathleen Kennedy division failing upwards. Yes.
They're talking about Clay because what's the guy's name? Ben. His trial is coming up, and Sonny and Stella are supposed to be there. Stella bails out last minute. And
They're not being
Sonny-
really clear what he's on trial for, and it's really
Yeah.
weird because the only thing he should be on trial for was going to that building with a weapon and explosives. And
Not for- not
that
for
should be a
Jason.
federal case. That should be a federal case. Something that Sonny wouldn't have an impact on. So I'm really confused. They're making it look like he killed Clay when that's not what happened. Clay is dead because he tried to save him. It was kind of loosely based on what happened with Chris Kyle. But they went another direction with it. Instead of the guy that's trying to hurt himself shoots him like what happened with Chris Kyle, they have him, Clay disarm the guy, and then cops pull up and drop the weapon. Boom, 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 boom.
They should have written in that way that Clay tried to get the weapon from Ben, and Ben shoots him. not willingly, just in the fight.
An
Have
accidental
pulled the
shooting.
trigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they should have done it. That would have been good writing. But they were so scared that the character Ben would end up fucked up and nobody liking him, I think, that they went the other way and blamed the cop that you never see again, that never gets talked about. It's just
But now we still don't like Ben because he caused the
No.
whole thing. I don't
And
care.
Sonny-
Sonny shows up in the court. That's just that dude.
well, he doesn't want to.
Bye-bye.
He really doesn't want to. But apparently he has a moment with Clay, kind of, sort of, and then he ends up going, speaking for Ben. Because Clay was a person who thought everybody deserved a second chance.
Yep.
And here's the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny says, "It's not about me or what I want or feel. I'm thinking of what my friend Clay would have wanted."
And he would not have wanted Ben's life destroyed. He fought so hard to help the guy. He wants him to have a second chance of somehow turning his life around and getting a grip.
He even says before he speaks that, part of me wants to just rip this guy limb from limb.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
But it's not about him. And it's a good speech that he gives.
I
there.
figured it was a Chris Kyle type situation that was being portrayed here. Like I said, I've never watched this show before. I don't know what incident happened here, but it sure seemed like it was an accidental thing. So
It should have been. It was not. Maybe they wanted the cops to look bad. I don't know. I really don't know why they did it, because the writing is good otherwise. But this one decision was bad. The way Ben looks at him. Like, seriously?
yeah.
This guy is speaking for me? Because I think when he sees Sonny come up, he's like, oh, I'm fucked. I mean, he regrets everything. He hates the Clays.
Yeah, look,
liked
the
the
guy
guy.
is obviously mentally defeated, no doubt about it.
He's
man.
prepared to take all the blame,
Mhm.
but he gets a second chance. So, and we are going to see more of him, for sure. They wouldn't have shown us the trial if they didn't intend that.
And of course, I don't want to end this show today without forgetting that today is the anniversary of the Abbey Gate attack and in Kabul, where we lost 13 service members due to piss poor command,
Right.
piss poor leadership in our withdrawal from Afghanistan. So give it a moment of silence, those 13 warriors. Reinstating you and Bravo. And they keep, ever since the Obama administration screwed up and said who took out bin Laden, the SEAL teams have been struggling with how to name their teams now.
Yeah.
Because they don't do the numbers anymore. They went to what they're showing here in the show, but it's still different. The one thing they make clear is you're unaware of how many SEALs there actually are serving.
Yeah.
They're very careful. But not every SEAL is tier 1. A lot of them are tier 2 and tier 3.
It annoyed me that the guy in the one video we watched to prepare for the show, it was a breakdown video of episode 2, he kept calling them Bravo 1. And I was like, don't! That's wrong. They're not Bravo 1.
They're just
They're
Bravo.
Bravo. Yeah.
Yeah. Bravo
Kept
1
referring
is
to them as
Jason.
Bravo 1.
Jason is Bravo 1.
Yeah, I was fixing to
He
say
means-
it's him.
He means the whole team, and it's just so, Good video.
It happens.
though.
Is it cringe, Anima? Is it cringe?
It
Does
just
it make you go?
I'm learning stuff from Gerry here, and when people get
Mhm.
it wrong, I notice it. It jumps out at me, like trigger discipline. Whatever we are watching, I see a finger on the trigger, I'm instantly complaining. Ask Gerry.
Trigger discipline, damn it! Trigger discipline.
Yeah.
Boy, you're fingering that trigger like it's your 16-year-old girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh my god. I think for demonetization. We haven't managed by now. We have now.
Yeah, I always like dives like this.
Well, those bars are the mainstay of any military post. That's where everybody hangs
Yeah.
out, man. Yeah.
And that's Drew's sister.
Oh,
telling him
here's the scene
journalists,
where
yeah.
he makes the comment, as I recall, about we're one sex tape video away from being the Hiltons.
And apparently
Right.
he is able to help the family in some way, but he doesn't want to. He's done.
He doesn't
He's
want
dis-
to, and so she gets kind of shitty with him here,
Yeah.
his sister, and basically threatens him.
So are we going to find out that he's the one good apple and a bad apple of rich people? Is that what we're going to find out?
Maybe, probably. He left the family for the military for a reason, and we're going to find out.
I noticed that Thomas C. Howell hasn't come back because he was Clay's dad, and
Yeah.
I don't see him listed as coming back again, which sucks because I liked his character.
C. Thomas Howell was on this show? Really? Wow.
Yeah, he played Clay's dad. He was an old school Navy SEAL.
Wow.
And he broke ranks and wrote a book, like Marchenko.
Does he still have the gravelly voice like he had on The Walking Dead? The little bit he was on there.
A little bit.
I thought it was kind of
Yeah,
crazy that when I saw him again on The Walking Dead, the way he was talking, I was like, "Wow, dude!" You know, I didn't even recognize.
Not quite that
him.
bad, no.
Yeah.
No, it's not that exaggerated.
I've always liked that guy because he's the son of a old school stuntman from Hollywood, you know, and he's always done his own stunts and stuff in the thing.
I've always wanted to just fuck with him, and if I ever got a chance to meet him and go, "Have you ever blackfaced? You look familiar."
Oh yeah, you can't deny the blackface, no doubt. It's one of the best movies he ever made. Soul Man.
You look still familiar. Have you ever blackfaced?
What college was it he was trying to get into?
Oh, I don't remember.
Minority?
It's just funny. That
Scholarship?
movie would
Yeah.
not get made today.
No, it would not. It was a great movie though.
That's the 80s for you.
My favorite movie with him's The Hitcher. That was Rutger Hauer. That movie's awesome.
I always hated the end, though. I always thought that scene with her tied between or chained between
the trucks. Yeah.
truck and the trailer was just, that was not a good ending.
Yeah.
It was like it just wasn't logical. But I still love that movie. Rutger was so good in that film.
Yeah.
Was it Harvard? It's been so long. I have not seen that movie.
I think it was an Ivy League school. Yes.
I'm going to tell you this: George Bush Sr. was still president the last time I saw that movie.
What year did that come out? It was in the
It was in the
late
80s.
80s, early 90s, huh? Let me look that up.
I'm already on it.
86.
86?
86.
Okay.
Soul Man.
So great. So great.
Yeah, the 80s was good to Thomas C. Howell.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it says right there in the description. Dream of attending Harvard. Yep. Minority scholarship to Harvard. What was it? He overdosed on like tanning pills or some shit like
Yes, tanning pills.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Like, is there any such thing as tanning pills? I've never heard of
Right?
No, that's
what I
bullshit.
thought. Yeah.
That's
Where's
absolute
bullshit?
bullshit.
that. It just seems like a bullshit thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
I
one
remember
more
one
thing
time-
about the episode. One more thing. Jason's girlfriend, she wants him to undergo surgery for his TBI and the after effect. And he doesn't want to because he's doing all the other shit, therapy and all the other treatments and medications. And he's afraid that by undergoing surgery, all that he has accomplished will go away. So he really doesn't want it. And she plays along and pretends to be fine with his decision, but she clearly is not.
Well, they play
Yeah.
into the decision making on this with the nightmare sweats and everything. You know, I mean, he's doing all the right
Because
things,
he has
but
a
it's
night
still
terror,
clearly affecting him, right? So they're going to press that the rest of the season for sure. Yep.
They have been doing that all through season 6.
Mm-hmm.
It came up and his team having his back because he wasn't admitting to it and not treating it. And then finally he started getting treatments because his team was like, I think Sonny talked to him and was like, dude, we're having it back, but you need to work on this. We need to know that you're doing what you can to get back to normal.
Yeah. I tell you one thing, and Gerry talks about the writing on this show all the time. Like I said, never seen it before, but luckily they always tell you previously on. Mm-hmm. I can tell you this, if he'd have done that, he'd definitely be getting poo-pooed on, when they're trying to give him an award and then he turns it down right in front of God and everybody at the presentation. Yeah, they'd definitely be nailing him down to something menial, no doubt.
Well, him and the whole team, because they all stood up to him.
And right, I understand that. I saw all
not just his team, everybody. You saw the scene where they all come into the room, stand behind him.
Yes, I saw that. But what I'm saying is that particular thing by him, yeah, he's going to be eating garbage for a while, no doubt.
Yeah. And he knew that. He didn't expect everybody to show up and back him.
Right.
He needed to make a point that this is our reality. We are all broken and still continue our duty. Because the leadership armchair warriors are not caring about the boots on the ground. This has to stop. So he's sacrificing himself to make a very important point.
So Tyler Gray has been a guest on a lot of shows from Sean Ryan. One of my favorites was when he jumped on with the boys at FNG Academy. And here's one of my favorites right here. I'm going to share the link here. FNG Academy. Oh, there you go. It's a fun one to watch where they're talking about the show with him, watching little clips. If you've never checked out FNG Academy, I highly recommend it. It's a good channel. He gets it wrong every once in a while because even his buddy kind of got onto him, the main guy over there. I forget his name. Nice guy. I like some of the shit he says. But he was really kind of shitting on some stuff that, Anima and I both like. I'm just like, really? He didn't like Terminal List. And I'm like, what the fuck didn't you like about Terminal List?
Right.
And I watched some of his comments and I'm like, you need to go back and watch this show again because the stuff you're criticizing, you're full of shit on. And so his buddy made him go back and watch it. And he goes, yeah, I kind of overreacted. It's actually, yeah, I do like that. I get what he doesn't like, which is the talking head aspect of the show. He also didn't like the woke ass shit with the female warrior in the show. Like she's a fucking badass. And she got her ass handed to her. And what was that fucking thing she said? Just so fucking stupid. I would have smacked somebody in the head if they said this around me in the military. It's like, well, even the Navy SEALs need a hero. It's like, oh, fuck off with that.
Man.
I like to shit on the branches, but fuck you.
Right.
Who the fuck are you to say that? It was such a stupid thing to have in the show. But they needed to get their DEI stuff in the show. They had to do that. It's on Amazon. And but they had some really good shit in that show. It's the first time, and Alpha knows what I'm talking about here. Corner turns with a weapon. You just never see it done right. Even with the training, they do a really good job on SEAL Team. They really do. But the single best corner turn I've ever seen with a weapon was done by Chris Pratt in the 5th episode.
Switch his hands? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, not that one. I'm talking about when they raid that building where he guts the guy.
Mm-hmm.
When he first walks out that building, goes down the steps out in front of the building and does a right turn. And I'm like, holy shit. And then I found out they had multiple Navy SEALs on set, plus the creator, who's a Navy SEAL, on there, making sure of the accuracy. So he was doing shit that was like, really, I've never seen done. What you're talking about is the shoulder switch. Yeah. Nobody's ever done that. They've never shown that done properly before until Kill List. And they tried to do it recently on the mayor of Kingstown.
Kingstown, yeah.
And they had that cop doing it. He was so sloppy when he did it. I'm sure he felt like fucking G.I. Joe doing it.
Yeah, he did.
But guys who know how to do it, were like, it was kind of hinky the way you did that. Also, your mag dump, you need to work on that.
But the first shoulder switch, you got so excited. We watched it like 5
No,
times.
I seriously,
before
you will
continuing.
see the military nerd in me come out when I see something like that. I'm like, oh my God. And I kept going back going, oh my God, they just showed a shoulder switch in a combat situation. Oh my God. I kept going back to it. And I even got a hold of Dale Dye and Julia. I said, they did a tactical shoulder switch in this. And they're like, really? Oh, we're going to have to check that out. I'm like, yes. They never show that. Nobody ever shows that. It's like it's something you're trained to do when you're going into a building. And if you have to go up a stairwell in particular, and your subject is to your right, and you have to go upstairs to the left, you are trained to switch shoulders, so you're constantly aimed at the offending door.
Yeah.
Which Eddie Murphy sketch are you talking about?
This one.
I don't remember that. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, Shinatsky. I don't know what that is. Only thing I remember from Eddie Murphy is Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Yeah.
Today's word, boys and girls, is bitch. Now you go in your mama's room and you look at her and you say bitch, and I'll wait here. And he sat there and you hear the music playing. He goes, did she slap you in the mouth? Then you said it right, bitch.
Okay.
His James Brown sketches were pretty good too.
Yeah, I like those too. That's so hot. I love that.
Want to kiss myself?
Oh shit! If you watch the Sean Ryan interview, they actually show Tyler Gray's forearm wound and the surgery that was done to save his arm. That's really good. I'll put that in the chat too. Grab that. Yes, I understand. I wish to proceed. Like, you've got my fucking age. You've got my fucking age in the fucking description of the show. So why are you asking me that question? YouTube is such a pussy. Fucking, oh. Watch them demonetize me for calling them pussies, but they are. So here's the 12 minute 21 second partial interview with him where he's talking about the injuries he got in combat. So, and this is Tyler Gray, who is the technical advisor as well as playing that character. What's his name? I forget. Brock? Is that what you?
Trent.
What is he from Delaware?
I don't know. It's a weird name. Brock is a weird name too. I mean,
Anima doesn't get the joke, so anyway.
No.
That's an American joke. I had a character in my Story of the Comedian, a comedy I wrote, spy thriller comedy, where a stand-up comedian they're trying to kill him overnight, and he's trying to stay alive 24 hours, where this people are trying to kill me. He doesn't know why. And he has an agent, and his agent's name is Trent Delaware. And Trent Delaware is named after, or is based on my friend Travis Williams. Not Trevor Williams, but Travis Smith. He was my roommate in college. Gay as a day is long, just funny as hell. And the thing that I loved about Travis was he would comment on everything, like we weren't aware of it. He would get, oh look, cigarette machine. Yeah, we see it. He would just like narrate everything. And so I wrote a character based on him, and his name was Trent Delaware. He was the main character's gay agent that would get him bookings for comic gigs. So pros and cons. It was a great Eddie Murphy sketch. I'm going to kill my landlord. Absolutely. I love the Eddie Murphy, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood skits. Eddie Murphy was hilarious. Some people don't think he was all that funny. I'm like, go back to the 80s and find anybody funnier than Eddie Murphy.
Delirious. That stand-up is classic, man. You married a Sasquatch, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yeah. Also, the description of
They
Ritz
slammed
cracker.
their face in the water,
That
shook
was the
their
best
heads,
cracker I
and
ever
come up
had.
with fish.
That was the best cracker I ever had. That was
Please
no
give me one
regular
more.
cracker. That was no salty. That was a Ritz cracker. Fucking Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, man.
You
And of
never
course
found
you
him that funny, I have to say.
it's because you're racist over there in Austria.
Shut the fuck up, Gary. It's just not my kind of comedy, okay?
What you need to see is 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Ah,
And
I
you'll see
tried
Eddie
Beverly Hills Cop.
Prime, Eddie Murphy.
You didn't like Beverly Hills Cop, really? Wow.
Eddie
It
Murphy is
lasted 12 minutes or something, and then I left my
when
brother
he's
to watch
serious, when he's doing his job, he's a different character. But when he's playing a character, he gets into it, and it's so fucking funny. And a lot of people aren't aware that that's Damon Wayans that plays the I don't know what he is,
You
waiter
go
or
ahead,
whatever.
take them bananas.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you take those bananas. Hey,
He's
can I?
the guy at the buffet at the hotel. Yeah. You go ahead. You take those
Yeah.
bananas.
That shit was so fucking funny. Ain't gonna
Well, you
put no banana
remember,
up my tailpipe.
You know, you remember on in Living Color, him and David Allen Greer would do the Men on Film thing. And
Oh
it was
my God, yeah.
hilarious, man. Good Lord. Hated it.
Hated it.
2 snaps up.
And you know, I actually did watch In Living Color when it's on. I got a kick
I did
out of
too.
that show.
Loved it.
And I've been a Keenan Ivory Wayans fan for a long time. He put out that movie, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
I'm gonna get you.
Oh,
some.
I love that one.
became a fan of the Wayans brothers. I'm like, this shit's
Yep.
funny. He tells not Damon, Marlon Wayans. So it tells Marlon Wayans, your choice, the ledge or the stairs. I'll take the stairs, and then throws himself down the stairs.
Right. Throws himself down the stairs.
I'll take the stairs.
Too funny, man. Those guys are great.
The opening of now Anima, you've seen a little bit of this because the opening of Keith's show, that opening bit about every hero's got to have his
Every good hero's got to have
soundtrack,
theme
theme
it.
music.
Yeah.
That's from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
I'm gonna get you.
Great
Sucker,
fucking movie.
Okay.
Chris Rock, as the guy that's wanting to get some ribs, goes in there and says, "How much just for one rib?
What rib?
And how much for the soda? How about if you just pour it in my hand?"
Oh
Just-
man.
And then he sells him something, and then the guy pulls out a fucking wad of 50s. He goes, "Get the fuck out of here, you
Right.
nickel and diamond motherfucker."
But you know, there's a lot of guys that owe their success, the beginning of their careers, to the Wayans
that
brothers
fucking movie.
In Living Color. I mean, Jim Carrey.
Well,
was
that
on
movie
show.
first.
Yeah.
David Allen Greer is the reporter.
Mhm.
And he makes this great joke. He goes, "Oh, I never lived in the hood. I grew up in the white suburbs." It's like,
Right. Yeah, that's a great show. If you've never watched In the Living Color, probably my favorite Jim Carrey character. A lot of people love Fire Marshal Bill, but I love the fucking female bodybuilder that he played. That was hilarious. My God.
Yep.
The
and
horse
you know,
laugh.
I got to tell you, as the one white guy on the cast, fucking Jim Carrey was ripping it up on that show.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah,
He did a
Fire
great job.
Marshal Bill. And by the
I mean,
way,
sorry,
Fire, Fire Marshal Bill makes an appearance in Dumb and Dumber. A lot of
Does
people
he?
don't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. In the scene where you see the fire department, the scene, he is behind the crowd. You can see Jim Carrey with his teeth all up like this and with the out gear on. And it's just fucking funny. I'm like, oh shit, he did. He made a cameo as Fire Marshal Bill in his own movie. And he's somebody that can be funny or not funny because it depends. Like Me, Myself, and Irene is a film that just like when I was depressed when my daughter got kidnapped, that movie and Family Man with Nicolas Cage, I would watch both films every day. I would watch Family Man during the day, and then right at bedtime, I'd put Me, Myself, and Irene.
Me, Myself, and Irene is fantastic.
It helped me keep my sanity, those two, and it was the only thing that could make me crack a smile or laugh. But the pee scene, still, I say this to this day, the pee scene was the single funniest thing I've ever seen in a film. Because only guys understand why that's funny.
Morning
Women
wood,
don't
it's
know
hell
what
to
the fuck
mess
that's.
with, man.
Women are like, why are you laughing at that? I don't get it.
He's
But
standing at attention, and he doesn't want to.
he did 2 scenes in films. One of them I thought was horrible. I hate the fucking movie. But that scene where he's in the back of that fucking rhino and has to climb out the asshole.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I laughed so hard I blacked out and fell on the floor.
Yeah, it's
I couldn't breathe.
situational comedy of the best order right there. Yeah.
And the
Those
first
people
time I saw
walking around.
me, myself, and Irene, when he did the pee scene, I laughed so fucking hard, I fell on the floor because I couldn't breathe. Jim Carrey is the only comedian or comedic person to ever make me laugh so hard I thought I was going to die.
It's
And
great
I
stuff.
could,
Real
and
good.
he's insane. He is insane. I
Mhm.
think he's got terrible mental illness. And I hate,
Yeah.
like, he'll start talking and people are like, yeah. And I went, don't do that. That guy's got fucking problems.
Right.
You're,
Yeah.
you know, I hate people like that. What do they call those? Sycophants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sycophantic fans that just cheer him on. This is a guy in the middle of a mental health crisis.
Breakdown. Yeah. Don't push
And you're
this.
fucking
Yeah.
cheering him on? The fuck is wrong with you? I'm just trying to show my support.
Show your support
You
by
show
getting
support
some
by
help.
going, hey man, you need to get some help.
Yeah.
You're saying some
Slow
fucked
down,
up
bro.
shit.
I liked him on that show, and I loved Damon. Damon, the Homie the Clown thing, this old box where he was doing the home improvement show for somebody living in an alley. That whole dude. Damon Wayans
the Clown.
is a friggin' comedic genius. I love the guy. I think he's awesome.
Homie the Clown.
Homie the Clown.
It's such a dark fucking character.
It is. Homie the Clown. Don't mess around.
He's a soul brother. Got stuck doing a clown role. And I'm not into it. It's like, boy, get the fuck away from me. I will fuck you up. What kind of clown you take me for? The kind with the big shiny red nose?
He's got that red filled sock.
That's right. Homie, don't play that. There you go.
Homie, don't play that.
Don't
That's
play
it.
that.
That's it.
They came up with some ingenious stuff on that show.
They did.
And even though I've heard like Cat Williams has talked about making black men wear women's clothes, that when Jamie Foxx did the Instinct character.
Oh man, so great.
And as funny as that was, it now puts a shade of like, you know, this whole making black men wear women's clothes. It's like this executive decision that's being made that, hey, if you want to make it, you got to do what we tell you to do. You got to dress up like a woman. I'm like, is that a real thing? Because Cat Williams talks about it. He's talked about it with even Joe Rogan. And I'm like, what the fuck? That all these comedic actors said they would never do it, then end up doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Chris Tucker did it with The Fifth Element.
Blade. What's his name? Wesley Snipes. He did it in Tu Wong Fu.
Which is actually a good movie. I like it.
Yeah, it is. It's a real good movie.
It's a movie about a bunch of cross-dressers traveling across the
drag
country
queens.
doing
They're
shows.
drag queens.
Yeah, it's fucking great film.
It is
It's
great.
awesome. Dude, Swayze is a woman in that movie.
Yeah.
Swayze is so fucking good in that film.
Yep, he is.
And
He nailed every role he played.
Yeah, he did.
God, man, he was such a good actor. Another guy that was actually in there, it was good, is what's his name? The little Hispanic actor.
John
Leguizamo.
Leguizamo.
He's actually really good in the film. Some of his early work, he really did some good work.
Oh man,
I just can't stand listening to him because that guy whines.
He does
so much about everything.
What is it about these guys that were really cool when they were younger? As they age, they become old, whiny.
He's an old
women.
woke piece of shit now.
Yeah.
Gets to the head. That's what it is.
But man, if you don't remember the Violator from friggin' Spawn,
yeah,
I mean, he was dynamite in that role, man. He was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Damon Wayans' son, Damon Jr., was also pretty funny in Happy Endings and New. Absolutely, he was actually. I would say he was my second favorite character on New Girl, because he was really fucking funny on that show. It was sad when because he ended up getting replaced by the other black actor. And
Probably because he wouldn't cross-dress.
no, because he got another show. Happy Endings, actually. Happy Endings. He left New Girl because he did the pilot. And he was really good in it. And then he did another episode to explain why his character is leaving. And but he was really good in New Girl. But he got the gig with Happy Endings, and that's why he left New Girl. And then that show got canceled. And I'm like, God damn, man, that was a funny show. But he's a good actor. I think he's a solid actor. Johnny Legs. By the way, if you guys, anybody that was watching Mark's show last night, Tom brought up that he was friended by a great Italian actor that we know from a lot of stuff, from Daredevil to what was that show? The 3 movies. Well, they made a 4th one, Matrix film. Is
Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah, Joe. I just wanted to pull it up here. Joe Pantoliano. So look at this.
Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. I called him that last night. Joey Pants. So here you go. Tom brought that up and look this morning for me. And that's his official page.
Cool.
We're friends now, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm friends with fucking Joey Pants. Fuck yeah.
Cool.
So there you go, Tom. Yeah, you only beat me by a day, bitch. So let's wrap this show up. Wednesday we're going to be doing Ransom, which I'm super stoked about. I was so excited to show that film to Anima.
What a
I
great
love
movie.
that fucking movie. I just love it. One of my favorite Ron Howard films. And you know, Willow is my favorite Ron Howard film.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Willow is awesome.
It is good. Yeah.
It's just, I fucking love that movie, man.
My favorite Ron Howard movie, just because it was a childhood hero of mine, is the one about John Nash, Beautiful Mind. I love that one.
Oh.
That's the one.
And you know what? I've never seen it. I was there. I know the story. So I just
Really?
didn't feel a need to watch it because I knew that they did some bullshit in it. And I'm like, I know the true story. I know what happened to this guy. So
I enjoyed it.
I just didn't feel a need to see it. And but I've seen a lot of his movies. Like Parenthood's another favorite of mine. Ransom. I didn't like The Paper. I thought it was your typical leftist view of how newspapers work and what they do. And it's like, and they always love to make heroes out of left-wing journalists. I'm like, you can fuck off with that.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite films of his was one of his early films called Night Shift with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton.
So hate the fact that I missed that show when you and Tom did it. My God, that movie is fucking fantastic.
It is a great film. Best line in the film is when he dives to stop the bad guy and lands on the floor. And everybody's like, are you okay? And Michael Keaton mumbles from the ground, it's okay. The floor broke my fall.
Broke my fall, yeah.
What a great fucking line. Far and away, I like that movie better than many of Tom Cruise's early films.
Did Michael Keaton have a stand-up background? Because it sure seemed like he did a lot of comedy stuff at the beginning. The Mr.
He was
Moms,
doing stand-up in Boston. He used to do stand-up in Boston. And he was absolutely doing some local comedy. He never was big, never did the big circuit. You know, he was a small-time comic. He, got started on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, was his first major gig.
Really? Wow.
He was one of the.
It's just more proof of what I've always said. If you can do comedy, you can do anything. You know. Guy's a great actor. You know.
I'm not a big fan of the Brown movies that he made, Da Vinci Code and all that shit. I just didn't think much of those. But let's get back in some old stuff. Splash, great fucking movie.
Great movie.
Gung Ho. Gung Ho is a great fucking movie.
Keaton. Yeah.
I do love Cinderella Man.
Yeah.
I think it's a great film.
Russell Crowe was
Um,
talking about that with Joe Rogan the other day. They were talking about the training
Yep.
he did for it and everything. Yep.
Really?
The injury,
Mhm.
yes, and the injuries that he got on that
Yeah,
movie,
he got busted up making that movie. Yeah.
surgeries and everything.
Which one, Splash or Gung Ho?
No, Cinderella Man.
Oh, Cinderella Man with the boxing. Okay, I didn't know which
Russell
one you were
Crowe
talking
was
about.
on with Joe Rogan recently talking about it. Yeah.
That's really cool. Backdraft is one of my favorite fighting films ever made. I
It's
fucking
my
love that movie.
favorite Donald Sutherland character he's ever played is the Hannibal Lecter fireball.
Oh yeah, he's the
He's-
serial arsonist. Yeah.
Yes.
Another
awesome in
one
that
that I
movie.
thought was better than a lot of people give it credit for is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I fucking think that was a good film. Cocoon is another great film of his.
Oh, dude,
Apollo 13. Now, this is an unsung film because I think that it was done in by another film with Jim Carrey, but the movie was with Matthew McConaughey called Ed TV, and I like the film. It's not a great film, but it's a good film.
No, it's a popcorn movie. Check your brain and have fun. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Ed TV, yeah.
And then my number one favorite film he did was Willow. I love that fucking movie.
Willow
now, a
was
lot
great.
of people don't know that his first movie that he ever directed was a Crash 'em Up film. And he made it with his brother is in it. His dad is in it. You got Rance Howard and Clint Howard in this movie. You got Gary Marshall plays a mobster in it. And Paul Bar fucking Tell plays the groom in it. And it's called Grand Theft
Auto. Yep.
And it is a classic car chase bang 'em up. Marion Ross is in the fucking movie. God, I'm trying to remember if anybody else was in the film. I can't recall anybody else in it. But Ron's in it too. He directed it and he's in it. And it's a fucking awesome little film. I considered it better than Corvette Summer with Mark Hamill.
Yep.
So a lot of films out there. I'm a true cinephile, so I know a lot about film, and I have a lot of films I've seen, ridiculous amount. But I know this is the funny thing. Those of us that grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we are connoisseurs of shit because movies started becoming shit in the 70s. That's when the whole thing started with the onset of the studio system was dead. And so the way they made films changed. And the days of Robert Evans was limited. His days were numbered as a major film mogul. And by the 80s, it was over for him. But the 70s was the last of the great Hollywood films. And it was at the end of the studio system where actors were contracted to the studios. That didn't exist anymore by the 70s. All actors were free agents at that point.
It's starting to happen again now with Netflix contracts and some of the other things. Yeah. But you're right. That was the end of it pretty much. Yeah.
I actually consider it the only non-Star Wars film that Mark Hamill did that was worth watching.
Wait.
Big Red, stop it. Big Red 1 is a really good film. But I see that more as a Lee Marvin film and a Peter Coyote, not Peter Coyote. Oh my God, I forgot his name. The guy that's the Italian kid in the unit. I liked his character. He and Lee Marvin were my two favorite characters.
And what about Commander Hamilton? That is a good movie. And Hamill is the villain.
I don't know. He's in another film where he played a villain that was halfway decent. He was in a couple of films. He was in the martial arts the Guyver film. But he wasn't very good in that. And he's in another sci-fi film called Slipstream.
Yes. Slipstream.
And I don't think he's all that good in it. Everybody else, Bill Paxton stole the show, as did the star of the film, the English actor that plays the android. The two of them, they're the stars of the film. Mark Hamill really just, look, I'm going to tell you something about Mark Hamill. I don't really think he's a very good actor. It's like...
You're saying he's a one-trick pony, buddy?
Mark Hamill was not happy that he didn't get the part of Amadeus in the film because he played him on Broadway. And I'm like, I think they picked the right person. Tim Hulse is better.
Yeah.
Hamill is more about the looks than the acting, if you ask me.
He's a very flat actor. I don't like his acting. He's a lot of
Yeah.
overemphasis on words. Just he always sounds like he's whining at times. So, and I'm not just saying it because I think he's a shitheel now. I've never really thought much of him as an actor. And at least Harrison Ford can act occasionally. He's proven that.
Shrinking.
And I showed you one of his films where he's
Regarding
absolutely
Henry.
not Ransom. Fugitive. Fantastic job in that film.
Yes.
He's
that's
not
a good
really
movie.
playing Harrison Ford until the second half of the film.
Yes, but I prefer Regarding Henry. That movie really
Another
surprised me.
great fucking film with him. And my goodness, man. That scene when he gets shot. Oh my God. Falco played a better Amadeus. Jesus Christ.
Don't you shit on my
Amadeus,
fellow
Amadeus,
Falco
Amadeus.
was amazing.
Amadeus, 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 Amadeus. Rock me, Amadeus.
He made
Rock
great
me,
music.
Amadeus.
I think we never had a bigger pop star than Falco from Austria.
Yeah, it's like when he died, Austria was screwed of ever having another one.
Austria was grieving, let me tell you that. That was
The only
tragic.
only other commodity Austria has was Adolf.
Fuck off, Gerry. Just wrap the show, please.
But
You-
anyway, guys,
You want to speed up? You want to speed up Anima's going to America to visit you? Move to a town with a pole name.
well, she's not German.
Is she? Isn't she?
No.
What language does she speak? Again?
Now she expects me to
Austrian.
shit on her, but now Martin's shitting on her. Come on, guys. How
Yeah.
how far have we fallen when Martin shits on my girlfriend? That's terrible.
Too far.
You haven't seen the way she throws me, so I'm in my right.
All right, guys, we're going to get the hell out of here. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to thank Sox Bulletin for dropping in, the Bud Martin, the hardest working wrench in the community, Glenn fucking Fleming. And I wonder sometimes if he's related to Ian Fleming. Scribe Light, because England's a small country. Scribe Light, it's like one state. It's the size of a state.
Stop talking.
Österreich ist Deutsch.
Österreich is Deutsch. No, we're not German. Fuck you.
Glenn
We had to be for a brief period of time, but we are definitely.
Fleming. Well, they all came from the Teutonic culture. So
Once German, always German.
But let's see. Scribe Light, Christian Halsey. Thanks for joining us today, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Andy Morrow, Penny, 11 Alpha. 11 Alpha, get a hold of me privately, would you? I'd like to talk to you. Wade, Eastland Burkholder, Deleted Scenes. Wade did a show last night, too, by the way, while we were over on Mark's channel. Easton Burkholder, Deleted Scenes. Steven was here. All right. And Shanatsky. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate it, man. We all do. We love you guys. And with that, or as Andre would say, and with that.
Okay, I'm posting your X page, so 11 Alpha.
Okay. Absolutely. Anima, you want to say anything before we go, Joe?
Let's get out of
Yeah,
here.
hey, great to
Well,
see all
usually
you guys.
you usually wait to the last second right as I'm ending the show to go, bye everybody. And I'm like, God, why do you always do that? And so I'm giving you a chance to say bye now so I
Because
don't
I
interrupt
know
you.
that it tickles you.
No, it doesn't. It's like I'm always afraid I'm interrupting you. So,
Oh.
Joe, what did you say?
We love you all in the chat. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and leave a
Good to see ya.
comment. We like to
Let us know what
we
you
like it
think
when
of
you
the
leave
show.
comments. It makes us so happy. It really makes our year. All right. Bye, guys.